more than just score the basketball. Some of the more prolific scorers were never asked to be as complete. You know, Kobe had Shaq to rebound. Jordan had Dennis Rodman to rebound. Durant had Serge Ibaka, had Steven Adams. He always had Russ to initiate the offense. Derek Fisher initiated a lot of the offense for the Lakers. KD always had Russ. So, yes, and it just goes to skip when you look at it. When he shoots the ball 20 times or less, he's 51% from the floor. That's LeBron. 20 to 24 shots, he's 50% from the floor. 25 to 29 shots, he's 50% from the floor. When he takes 30 or more shots, he's 49% from the floor. So that just lets you know just how extremely efficient he is. Jordan shot the ball about 23 and a half times per game. LeBron James shoots the ball 19 and a half times per game. LeBron averages 27 points a game. Jordan averaged 30. So just by simple mathematics, even if you take he's going to miss the free throws, if you let LeBron shoot 3.5 more times per game, that puts him at 30.
Poor LeBron. So his coaches were saying, you cannot shoot.
No, Skip. No, that's not what they said. They say, LeBron, not only do we need you to give us 30 this game, but we also need you to give us 13 rebounds and 11 assists. Something that they did in that game that he's talking about, Skip, I know you remember that game. That was the Washington game when he missed the shot, and then he kissed that thing, get off the... Okay, do you remember?
The lucky shot.
There wasn't no lucky shot.
The luckiest shot he ever made.
He called it.
Off the glass falling out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Stop it.
Can you imagine what he would have had if he...
What I found.
He fouled out of that game, so he might have had 60-plus points. But if Skip, all I'm saying is this. If LeBron James would have said, you know what, if his had been in a situation where he could have just focused on scoring, like a lot of the elite scorers do, there's no question in my mind he could have had more opportunities to average 30 points a game. But that was never what he was always asked. LeBron, yeah, we need those 27 to 30, but we also need 8 to 12 rebounds. We also need 8 to 12 assists. So his mind just couldn't go on score because he also had to do other things. But I do believe had he taken as many shots as Jordan, he could have averaged 30 points for a career. No question in my mind.
Okay, so the object of basketball is to outscore your opponent, right?
Yeah.
So Michael Jordan looked at his teammates and he's like, I can score better than any of these guys, all of them combined. So I'm going to take more shots because I'm going to make more shots.
Yes.
I'm going to make these shots. He was the ultimate, as they called him, bailout guy. At the end of shot clocks, just give it to Mike and get out of his way because he's going to score it at the end of the 24-second clock so that we can go to the other end and play defense. So my point is that it's wrong-headed because if LeBron was that guy, he would have just said, no, get out of my way. I'm going to score. If he wanted to average 35 a game, maybe they would have won some more championships.
No, Skip.
Why not?
Because, Skip...
Well, why would you distribute to teammates you don't have as much respect for?
Because you have to, Skip, because he had to help rebound. He didn't have a guy like Dennis Rodman that could go get you 30 rebounds in a game. He didn't have a guy like Charles Oakley who had 34 rebounds in a game and was a dominant rebounder. He never had that.
Well, he could have averaged 10 rebounds a game if he'd really concentrated on it. He's 6'9", 260.
Yes.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's 6'6". So he's 3 inches taller and probably 30, 40 pounds heavier.
Michael was the scorer. He had other guys to do all the things that teams asked LeBron to do. He had B.J. Armstrong. He had other guys to facilitate. He had guys to rebound, like Weddington, like Cartwright, like Dennis Rodman. He had that. You look at the other great scorers. KD had Steven Adams. He had Serge Ibaka. Russ ran the point. You look at Kobe. Kobe did have Shaq. Let's not pretend Shaq didn't exist. Let's not pretend Shaq wasn't dominant. I love how y'all do it. When y'all want to talk about Kobe, y'all dismiss Shaq. But the moment somebody tries to say something, you bring Shaq into the equation. Well, Shaq existed in the Kobe Bryant era.
Well, he did win with Pau Gasol as the center.
So let me ask you a question. I want you to name one player that LeBron James has ever played with in his life. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Name one.
Well, I have him, Shaquille, second on my all-time ranking list.
Okay, so I want you to name the player that he played with, that LeBron has played with, that's Shaquille O'Neal, because Kobe got that for 8 years. So what will LeBron be if he had Shaq for 8 years?
Well, I don't know, I could ask that about anybody. What if Michael Jordan had had Shaq for 10 years? He'd have won 10 straight championships.
No. Because Mike's mindset was to score. It wasn't until Phil came and said, look, we got to get these other guys involved. And he talked about the last dance. He's like, nah, I kind of like doing what I'm doing. He was a solo guy. Skip, don't do that now. Don't pretend like in the 80s Michael Jordan went taking all them shots because he wanted to win a championship. He wanted to be a scorer. You know that, so don't do that.
He didn't want to be a scorer. He just wanted to win championships. So he went 6 times to the finals and won all 6 with 6 MVPs.
What about the 80s?
Yeah.
What about the 80s? Did they not have a championship in the 80s? Because if I'm not mistaken, Magic won 5 in the 80s and Bird won 3. So that was left two remaining. Yep. So he could have won 2 of those. What happened?
He had to grow up. He had to figure it out.
He was already grown.
He had to get stronger.
No. See, he came to the NBA at 21. My guy needed to grow up because he came at 18. My guy needed to grow up.
Yeah, your guy, I thought, ran all those teams. I thought he was the unofficial head coach. So if he wanted to take more shots, he could have taken more shots. But he didn't want to take more shots, or he would have.
Because, Skip, he grew up. His coach taught him the importance. Yes, scoring is important, but doing other things is also important. Because when you look at it, which one of those guys, Kobe, Jordan, or Durant, averaged more rebounds? Which one of those guys averaged more assists? And he's right there with those guys as far as block shots and steals. So in other words, in baseball, they call that 5-tool. When you can do some of everything, hit for power, hit for average, steal, field, all that. He can do that. He's a 5-tool basketball player.
Okay. My turn. Now, I've let you go on and on and on. Now, the floor belongs to me.
Take it away.
I do not understand LeBron's new compulsion with posting gloat posts about, I did this, I used to do that, I could have done this, and I could have done that.
Could have.
I'm going to paraphrase the old Shakespeare line from Hamlet about protesting too much. He doth protest too much. He's protesting so much about what might have been, what could have been, that you can see that his phony GOAT case is slipping away right before his very eyes. So he has to keep posting like, remember me? I am the GOAT.
No.
I have a stronger GOAT case here than Michael Jordan, when it's just absurd.
That's not what he's saying.
That's what this is about.
No.
Yes, it is.
He's saying.
Well, what's the point about 2015 to 17? That's becoming ancient history.
No, but here's the thing, Skip, is that when we talk about elite and great scorers, you never talk about LeBron. Even though he averages more career points per game than Kobe, even though he took less shots per game. Even the Kevin Durant, he's right there with Kevin Durant. So when you talk about great scorers, LeBron James is never mentioned. And he's saying, guys, I'm the great scorer. I just don't shoot. I didn't shoot the ball like some of these other guys because I did other things. I rebounded, I assist, I blocked shots, I stole the ball. So let's not, if I in his prime, I say from year 3 to year 15, I'm going to take that up until when he left Cleveland. If LeBron James would have taken the same amount of shots as Michael Jordan, there's no question in my mind he would have averaged 30 points those seasons.
Okay. If Michael Jordan had played concurrently with LeBron James in this current era, if his 19 years, if they had overlapped simultaneously, Michael Jordan would have averaged 40 points a game with these rules where you cannot hand check.
But here's the thing, Skip. When Michael Jordan was averaging those 30s, how many times did he win the championship? Look at all those years in the 80s when he was 37 and 35 and 32 and 33. There was no championships. And then when it started coming down to the 28th and he started getting other people involved, what Phil had asked him to do, he started winning championships. So let me ask you this, at what price are you willing to say, I'm averaging 40, but winning no championship? When Will averaged 50, he didn't win. When he averaged 44, he didn't win. You look at KD, when he averaged 32, he didn't win. Harden averaged 36, he didn't win. So at what price?
No price. He would have won anyway. He probably would have won faster because they could take, the Pistons could take him out of games because they could play football with him. They could put their hands on him. They could keep him on the floor. Just don't let him launch was their motto. Don't let him get up in the sky, because if he gets in the sky, you die. That's how it went. And so they kept him on the floor. They were called the Jordan rules because you could use your hands and they did not call it. So it was much harder for him to get past the bad boy Pistons or actually the bad boy Boston Celtics, because them was some bad boys.
They were just as physical.
Yeah.
They just, I think the thing is they get a pass, Skip, because the Pistons, they were just, when you talk about Mahorn and Lampier and Sally and Rodman, Skip, they didn't get a pass. But you look at McHale and Robert Parrish, and you go back and look at the highlights of how they were fighting. Even Bird.
Even Bird. It was real close to playing football without pads. It was close.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. The question is,